came to Athens in 1993, and almost everybody in Athens lives in apartments, in flats. It was the first time I had such limited space, and because of the limited space available in a flat, I started thinking of other alternatives in terms of working. I always had big working spaces in Africa, places where I could make a big mess and nobody would bother. I became aware of digital art, of the possibility of creating art with computer. Art has gone through various revolutions, especially in terms of media. Think for instance of rock art, stone engraving, working on clay tablets, painting on paper, papyrus, painting with wax, the encaustic technique, painting with egg tempera, the various printing techniques, the use of camera obscura during the Renaissance, oil painting, the influence of photography, and of course the influence of cinema on the graphic arts. And now with the computer. What I really like about digital art is that one is actually working with light. You're using light as your medium. My first computer had something like 40 gigabytes of hard disk space, and at that point 20 was a lot. Which meant that my first works had to be very small. A 2 megabyte file was considered a very big file. Of course, computers were a lot slower then, and I had a very simple Wacom tablet, a very inexpensive one. The first problem to overcome was virtual drawing. In other words, looking over there at the computer screen and drawing over here on the computer tablet. At first I thought that I was going to blow up the computer at any moment. One false move and the whole computer would explode. The way I worked with the fantasy drawings, and with a lot of drawings that I do, is usually I just start by scratching on a piece of paper, just scratching wildly and randomly, and then after a while I might see certain images come out, and then I slowly pull them out, bring them to the forefront until I've got an image. Or else sometimes I will be looking at certain mythological stories, and they would inspire me, and then I would choose certain images from those mythologies and use them. Often what comes out is kind of what's in my unconscious mind. Most of the time I would draw on a piece of paper by hand, and then I'd pull it into the computer and then work at it again actually by hand. A lot of people think that digital art is very easy, but I can assure you it is just as difficult, or even possibly more difficult than working by hand. Mainly because you have an infinite amount of things that you can do at any moment. I really love drawing, and I'm always drawing. Even if I'm on holiday, I might sit somewhere and scratch, and then pictures come out. And what I really like about them is that they surprise me.